Here for IUS TV Sports, I'm Zion Brown, here with the newest Indiana men's basketball coach, Darren DeVries. How's it going, Coach?
Doing great. It's been an exciting day so far, and looking forward to what follows.
You've repeatedly now over the last couple of days called Indiana one of the best jobs in the country. Just why do you feel that way about what you're walking into?
Yeah, when you have a fan base and the tradition that we have here, and then the alignment you have from the university president, the athletic directors, and the whole administration, and the resources that are committed to help you be successful, there's tremendous opportunity for us to come in and have success. And no, we got to go do our part and go work and build a staff and a roster that can go out and compete.
I wanted to ask you about that. Just over the next few weeks, it's going to be a big deal for you building that staff, building that roster. What's the approach, and what does that look like for you over the next few weeks here in the March and going into April?
Yeah, basically it's a lot of long hours and long days, but it's a good work, and excited about the work we're about to put in, and can't wait to get that started.
I realized that back in 2015 when you were an assistant at Creighton, you coached here in a game in Assembly Hall. Just what do you remember about that day and just the environment that you walked into as an opposing coach back then?
Yeah, I remember I would rather be sitting on the other bench. that would be much more beneficial. So it's everything you thought as an opponent. A very tough place to play. Very passionate, very loud fan base, and I think that's a critical piece when you're in Big Ten play to have a home court advantage the way we do.
What is the biggest stylistically thing that you want to change here at Indiana?
I don't think it's about changing anything. It's just about doing and playing the way we want to play, and we want to be tough and physical and disciplined on defense, and then on offense be aggressive and try to take advantage of as many broken floor opportunities as we can, and then take care of the basketball on the offensive end, so we can make sure that we're getting a quality shot as often as we can, but also making sure that we can be free and aggressive as much as possible.
Darren, thank you so much for joining me. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
The Hoosiers having a block party so far, Ben. 4 blocks in under 4 minutes.
4 blocks, 3 three-pointers made. I mean, that is the recipe to success, something that we just hadn't seen a ton from Indiana so far in the year.
Moore McNeil trying to navigate the zone. Garzone feeds Amendola in the corner. She hits from deep.
Maine is going to crash on any pass that's anywhere near the paint, and that gives you just enough time to find anyone. You look at this Indiana team, you got 4 players who could really shoot the ball that are on the floor right now.
And of those 4, Amendola is the one you probably feel most comfortable leaving open, but she made them pay for it.
Shea Chesky, who, just talent-wise, other than Garzone, might be the best three-point shooter on this team, hasn't even got a chance yet.
Olivia Rockwood with the shot clock winding down again. Here's Caroline Dotsie, who just had 26 points and a 5th block for Indiana. Here they come in transition. Chesky streaking through the lane, can't get it to fall. Back the other way, here's Christopher. This Maine team plays at one of the slowest tempos in the nation.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that. I understand what Indiana's going to try to do, and I don't hate Chesky taking that up. Even if that's something that against most teams you don't necessarily have the numbers for, this is a Maine team that doesn't play well in transition.
Hodgson, however, knocks down her second bucket, first 3 of the game for her. And Maine still within 6.
Three-point ball is the only really thing that can keep them into the game right now with the level that Indiana's shooting on it.
Garzone will try from the corner now, and the Hoosiers just cannot miss.
They're getting a lot of room, but still, that's not to discredit how Indiana's shooting so far. We knew at some point that was going to break out a little bit and regress towards the mean, and starting to see it right here. They can be a dangerous team when they start knocking these down.
Indiana has made all 5 of their 3-point attempts. Here's Hodgson, who has an early 5 points but couldn't get that J to fall. Garzone in transition. Chesky thought about it. Now the Hoosiers swinging around this zone. Chesky's open. Now she'll take the 3. Overcooked that one, and Hodgson comes away with it.
Yeah, just a bad pass, trying to get that rush a little bit.
Quickly up the floor comes Christopher, and she is short on that attempt. Chesky has it for the Hoosiers. They swing it to Garzone. Back to Moore McNeil, now Chesky. Inside, Garzone can't hit the jumper, but a foul after Meister pulled down that board.
I like the way Indiana's fought so far. Chloe Moore McNeil bringing the energy too is, I think, the biggest thing right now. Everyone, it looks like on Indiana, is just feeding off that energy. is going to get a nice, well-deserved break right now. Stirring the pot for Indiana.
So the Hoosiers, with 3.5 minutes left to play in this first quarter, lead by 9. They inbound to LaMendola, and she's open under the hoop.
Those underneath out-of-bounds plays for Terry Moore, and that's what she's known for, and gets LaMendola set up with a nice, easy layup right there. Sometimes that's a hard thing to adjust for when you play a zone, but then you go to man when a team's taking underneath out-of-bounds. It can confuse the defense.
We talked about LaMendola making her second career start in place of Sydney Parrish, who has a knee injury. Riley Stark will have more on that later. Meanwhile, on the other end, it's Gallego getting her first bucket of the game.
Yeah, Maine's making some nice buckets. I mean, they're making some tough baskets down low. They're fighting through contact a little bit too. This is a team we talked about. They are, undersized against an Indiana squad. But
yeah,
this Indiana team is going to be tough to beat if they're shooting like this.
Indeed, this main team, as we talked about a little bit, missing Adriana Smith. She's out for the year with a knee injury. She was the AEC Player of the Year a couple of years ago, and while she's not the tallest, she really makes them pay inside. But once again, getting inside is the Black Bears with Sarah Talon, and they've made this a 7-point game.
They play 4 guards almost exclusively, Maine does. And what that does is that just draws some of the bigger players out for Indiana. Lily Meister and Caroline Striplin right here specifically. Striplin makes her pay on the other end, though.
Nice little dish from Lexus Bargesser, setting up Striplin, the Tennessee transfer, for the deuce.
Yeah, I really like Striplin this year. Everything in the offseason was about, okay, Mackenzie Holmes is gone. How does Lily Meister step up? It doesn't have to be one player who takes over that production down low. Striplin being a little bit of help there is huge, too.
Hodgson knocks down the 3, as Maine has now made 3 from beyond the arc. Bargesser with the ball for Indiana. She returned in that Bahamas trip after missing the first 4 games with a foot injury. And it gives Indiana another ball handler as a foul is called up top.
IU starts this drive with a 21-0 lead, 6:08 left to play in the first half. On the left of Curtis Work, it's Justice Ellison, and Work gives it off to Ellison, who goes up the right side and is brought down around the 35-yard line. The Hoosiers 35, that is, a pickup of 5 for Ellison.
And again, I can't emphasize this enough, Zion. That's a 5-yard run, and that sets up a 2nd and 5, which means the playbook opens up so much more when you have a really solid run play like that. You don't have to get 7, 8 yards, but 4 or 5 yards lets you have more options on 2nd and medium.
Ellison stays in to the right of Work in the shotgun. Work sends Keyshawn Williams in motion. Work will fake to Ellison, pitch it out to Omar Cooper on the near side. Cooper gets past the first down marker at the 40 and is knocked out of bounds at the IU 43-yard line by Bo Truss Alessandra.
Another first down for Indiana. Thank you, my friend. And yeah, again, so much of Indiana's game is post-snap reads, right, with Curtis Work, but a lot of it too is timing routes. Three-step drop back, finds Cooper on the out route, gets the completion.
8 yards on that completion to keep the chains moving for the Hoosiers. 1st and 10. Work looks to throw again, this one in tight traffic, and it is complete up toward the 47-yard line with Elijah Surratt making the grab on his knees and picking up 4 yards as he was hugged by Hadari Hines.
Yeah, and they were almost there on that route. That's a tight window and a long throw back to the wide side of the field for Rourke, able to complete it to Surratt once again.
4.5 left to play in this first half. IU has the ball, leading 21-0 over Purdue. Ellison is the back to the right of Work. That's the tight end. Horton moves to the right side of the line. Work fakes it to Ellison, quickly screens out to Williams on the right side. Keyshawn Williams shakes the defender and gets into Purdue territory as he's dragged down at the Purdue 40. 13 yards and another IU first down.
And again, that setup, once again, you had the right tackle and tight end pulling to the other side of the field, thinking it's going to be a run, passed it back to the near side. Good completion.
IU goes quickly this time. They do give to Ellison. He has a lot of space. He's past the 30 and is drugged down at the 25-yard line. 15 yards, another IU first down as Dylan Thieneman is able to bring down Ellison.
and you've got complementary offense, and that comes from a very great game plan, great play calling, great scripts. Again, when you have a cohesive plan and it's complementary offense, meaning you're running the ball well and passing the ball well, each set up each other.
3.5 left to play in the second period here, and IU leads 21-0 over Purdue. First and 10 at the Purdue 25-yard line. Tyson Lawton is the back to the left of Curtis Rourke in the gun. Rourke gives it off to Lawton. He has space. Past 15, inside the 10. Lawton bulldozes a defender down inside the 5 to the 4. A 21-yard gain, and he made Kendrick Breedlove pay for it at the end.
Yeah, I made Breedlove basically start making a snow angel there on the turf. Man, Tyson Lawton, this guy runs the ball so hard, so effective in Indiana inside the 5.
First and goal for IU at the 4. It's another give to Lawton up the left side, and he will find Paterts from 4 yards out. The Hoosiers go ahead by 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, and you feel on that drive, Zion, they're just flexing their muscle a little bit. Run, a couple passes in there, then you run it a couple more times as Purdue defense is starting to get tired and Indiana starting to weigh on them a little bit. That run game's starting to open up. 20 carries, 112 yards. Well done, and we still got 2:52 left in this second quarter of play.
That drive, 7 plays, 70 yards, 4 first downs, 25 yards through the air, 45 on the ground. And Nico Radicic buries another extra point, and Indiana leads 28-0 with 2:52 left to play in the first half. After winning 5 straight games, Indiana men's basketball came to Iowa City and got trounced 85-60 against Iowa. Indiana struggled with turnovers all game as the Hoosiers committed 16 turnovers, leading to 24 Iowa points.
You know, we can't have games like that when we get out on the road. I mean, you gotta consistently put yourself in position where you got a shot and winning a basketball game, and we didn't give ourselves a chance tonight.
I think we just played uncharacteristic, you know. Like you said, during the 5-game stretch, we've been playing really good basketball, holding on to it, and I think tonight we just got a little bit outside of ourselves.
IU's turnovers were a huge factor in Iowa tallying 26 fast break points. On Saturday, the Hoosiers had no answers for the Hawkeyes' up-tempo offense.
It's just hard to play defense when you turn the ball over a lot. You know, they have a lot of advantages, and that's what I said. We turned the ball over a good amount of times tonight, so they were able to get out. Like you said, we spotted them points, so that already puts us in that hole.
The Hoosiers never gained rhythm on offense as they shot 41% from the field. IU's 60 points were the least it has scored this season.
Just one pass and freeze with the basketball, and that's something that we just can't do, not against good teams.
Like they started from the beginning of the game, turning the ball over. I mean, that kind of like puts you in your head like, okay, now we have to, you know, get those plays back. And it's kind of hard to, you know, try to do that and be in your same flow. But, I mean, it happens. But like I said, we just got to be better from the start and be able to play all the way through all 40 minutes.
Indiana is now 13-4 and 4-2 in Big Ten play. The journey only hardens for the Hoosiers, who host number 13 Illinois in Assembly Hall on Saturday. From Carver Hawkeye Arena, I'm Zion Brown, IUS TV Sports. Welcome back to Before the Basket, where we give you the rundown on Indiana's men's basketball. Alongside Kara Adams, I'm Zion Brown. How's it going, Kara?
Pretty good. A little chilly in Bloomington today, but other than that, pretty good.
Well, let's go back before last week we talked about kind of IU's first big matchup of the year coming against South Carolina. The Hoosiers won that game at home, 87-71 against the Gamecocks. So, Kara, what stood out to you in that big win for IU? Thanks to William for joining us to talk about some Louisville. And now to wrap up today's show, let's preview some other potential matchups IU could have in Atlantis, depending on what happens in that Louisville game and what happens on the other end of this bracket as well. They'll either play Gonzaga or West Virginia on Thursday on Thanksgiving Day. So, Kara, what are you looking at in those two teams between Gonzaga and West Virginia? So, Kara, I got one more thing for you.
All right.
It's Thanksgiving coming up this week. I need your starting 3, entree, side, dessert. I can't wait. I between basketball and food, like Thanksgiving week, it's everything. It's everything. Well, thanks again for joining me, Kara. Thanks to William McDermott as well. And thanks to you for watching this week's edition of Before the Basket.